The movie kicks off with Jamie, a high schooler who seems to have a natural knack for acing his classes without even cracking a book. He's kind of the class genius but couldn't care less about school, often nodding off out of boredom. Despite his indifference, he's got a flock of admirers who swoon over his good looks, but he doesn't give them the time of day. His main buddy is Park Julie, and he's not really interested in anyone else, especially not the girls crushing on him in secret. Poor Julie, though, has eyes for Jamie's arch-nemesis at school, a dude named John Chan. Chan's the big man on campus, with all the girls falling at his feet. He's smart, cool, and always at the top of the class. The difference between Jamie and Chan couldn't be clearer, and Julie's crush on Chan seems almost unavoidable. Even though Jamie's all laid back, he can't shake the feeling of rivalry with Chan. He sees Chan as a threat, someone who might steal Julie away. Turns out, Sean, another student, secretly envies Jamie's effortless success. Despite not grinding as much as Chan, Jamie's into a bunch of extracurriculars and has a ton of friends. Sean starts feeling inadequate, even his buddies start saying Jamie's way more interesting than Chan. Meanwhile, Jamie's life takes a wild turn when he finds out his dad's gone missing. He rushes to his dad's office, only to be met with hostility from the employees, blaming him for the company's mess. Apparently, Jamie's dad leaked some secret info, tanking the company's finances. Suddenly, Jamie's carefree life becomes a total nightmare, dealing with the fallout of his dad's screw-up. The company's financial crisis stemmed from a hacker attack on Jamie's father's data system. The hacker exploited the company's lax security and siphoned money from clients' bank accounts, leading to Jamie's father feeling overwhelmed by guilt and shame. Tragically, he took his own life, leaving Jamie and his mother shattered. Amidst the turmoil, Julie remained Jamie's steadfast friend, offering him solace during this trying time as they grappled with the weight of the loss. Despite 2 years passing, the mystery surrounding Jamie's father's death remained unresolved. The cyber police's assurances to Jamie proved hollow, leaving him simmering with frustration and a sense of injustice. Despite Jamie's pleas for urgency, they continually prioritized other cases, leaving him feeling adrift, uncertain if he'd ever find closure. Realizing the cyber police wouldn't aid his quest for truth, Jamie refused to surrender hope. Determined to uncover the facts behind his father's demise, he assumed the alias Hex and delved into the world of hacking. He secured a scholarship to study computer science at Seoul National University, where he forged a bond with Yuha, an art student, forming a close friendship that provided solace amidst his quest for justice. One day, Jamie encountered Yuha rushing across campus, eager to catch a glimpse of Sean, her high school crush, now a fencing star at their university. Jamie noted the irony of Sean attending the same university as him and Julie. Sean's intelligence and athletic prowess made him a sought-after figure among female students, including Julie, who harbored a crush on him. Despite harboring feelings for Yuha himself, Jamie concealed his emotions, unwilling to jeopardize their friendship by confessing his love, resigned to silently support Yuha's affection for Sean, even as it pained him to do so. Jamie started his hacking journey while working at a computer rental store near his college. This job became his gateway to learning more about computers and hacking, eventually propelling him into cyberspace fame as a hacking legend. One day, Jamie received an unexpected message from another hacker curious about how he differed from a notorious figure known as you-know-what. This hacker had wreaked havoc on various companies, including Jamie's father's business, leaving authorities clueless due to his skill in covering his tracks using different IPS devices and providers. Comparing his name to you-know-what sparked Jamie's interest. While confident in his abilities, he'd never encountered someone of you-know-what's caliber. Eager to prove himself, Jamie swiftly sent his CV in notable hacking achievements, determined to outsmart and bring the elusive hacker to justice. Meanwhile, across town, a woman named Kim Yezu eagerly awaited a reply from a hacker known as Hex, also known as Jamie. Intrigued by his reputation for exposing corrupt financial systems, Kim delved into uncovering his identity. She belonged to the Better World organization, a group of hackers posing as a retro gaming club at Seoul National University, alongside her partner Wang Mongek. After Yezu did some digging, she found out that Hex was actually a fellow student on campus. Excited by this discovery, she decided to ask him to join the Better World Club. The following evening, just as the sun was setting, Julie burst into the computer rental where Jamie was on duty. She invited him out for the night, catching him off guard, but he agreed to tag along. Julie was over the moon because Chan had started showing interest in her. She confided in Jamie about her long-standing crush on Sean since high school. Jamie felt a twinge of hurt and jealousy, but he kept his emotions in check, letting Julie talk about her feelings for John. Little did they know, Yezu had been watching them from a distance, plotting her next move. She witnessed Julie pouring her heart out to Jamie and saw an opportunity. The next day, Jamie received a message from the Better World Club, inviting him to join. He was thrilled, never expecting to be asked. However, the message instructed him to go to the hall in the basement of the old campus building, known for its eerie reputation. Despite his apprehension, Jamie convinced himself he was the chosen one and braved the hall. The darkness was stifling, sending shivers down his spine. Suddenly, he encountered a terrifying figure. Fear gripped him, and he fled, desperate to escape. As Jamie sprinted through the dim corridor, he unexpectedly stumbled upon Julie. Startled, he asked why she was there. Julie explained she had received the same invitation. With Yuha by his side, Jamie felt a sense of relief, even sharing a chuckle with Julie despite the eerie setting. Without their knowledge, Yezu and Mongek had been using the hallway to test their courage before officially joining the Better World. Moments later, Jamie and Julie finally arrived at the Better World room, where they encountered Yezu and Mongek in the flesh. Mongek explained that the Better World was a covert group of hackers committed to improving the world. They were affiliated with a global alliance sharing the same mission. Following that, Yezu extended an invitation for Jamie to join the club. She also asked Joey to join, knowing it would mean a lot to Jamie. Despite the explanation, Janine found it difficult to believe that Battle World was a legitimate hacker organization. He thought Yezu and Mongek were just joking around. Shortly after, Yezu brought up Jamie's father's case from 2017. When Jamie heard about it, he felt a surge of anger in his chest. For so long, he had believed that hackers were malicious individuals who had harmed his father and led to his death. But Mongek tried to reassure him, explaining that not all hackers were bad people. Yezu also offered to assist Jamie in uncovering the identity of you-know-what and solving his father's case. After leaving the perplexing Battle World Club, Jamie went to work. However, he found it hard to focus on his tasks because he was torn by conflicting emotions. Soon, his boss Zhang Buyo noticed his distress and scolded him. But then, Bu recognized that Jamie was troubled and encouraged him to do whatever he needed to while he was still young. He even suggested that Jamie should explore new opportunities if he was uncertain. Even though Bu didn't understand the source of Jamie's inner turmoil, his words motivated Jamie to make the right decision. Meanwhile, Joey's father, Park Wahei, met his friend, Friendly, at a coffee shop. Friendly made an enticing proposition to Wahei, proposing that he invest in his company using digital currency. He assured Wahei that the offer was legitimate and even a small investment would yield substantial returns in the future. Wahei, a teacher with a modest income, found Taeguk's offer intriguing, especially when Taeguk mentioned Juhi's hefty education expenses. Juhi, an art student, required a substantial sum for her studies. Taeguk emphasized the importance of setting up a retirement fund for Yuha before she entered the workforce, particularly because Wahi was nearing retirement age himself. The idea of securing his daughter's future and ensuring financial stability in retirement persuaded Wahi to take a leap and invest with Taeguk's company. The following day, at dusk, Joey returned home to find her father behaving oddly. He seemed preoccupied with something, quickly leaving the room upon seeing Joey. It didn't take long for Joey to stumble upon a brochure advertising an online investment seminar, sparking concern that her father might fall victim to investment scams. Feeling powerless, Joey reached out to Jamie for assistance, urging him to safeguard her father from potential deception. Jamie wasted no time and began digging into Taeguk and the company behind the seminar, determined to shield Juhi's father from any fraudulent schemes. The next day, Jamie, Yezu, and Manguk took matters into their own hands, sneaking into the Tiga company building with a plan to disrupt the upcoming investment seminar. Manguk was tasked with hacking the CCTV cameras, while Yezu disguised herself as a cleaning service worker, infiltrating the room where Taeguk and other scammers were gathered. Tension hung in the air as they awaited the start of the seminar, but Yezu remained composed. As the presentation commenced, she discreetly went about her task of tidying up the room while planting small devices to disrupt the proceedings. Meanwhile, Manguk successfully hacked the CCTV cameras, allowing them to monitor the scammers' activities. Shortly after, Wahi eagerly sat through the seminar, diligently taking notes on everything being discussed. Then came Taeguk's turn to address the crowd. He confidently pitched his company as a surefire investment for securing a comfortable retirement. He painted a picture of worry-free golden years for those who entrusted their funds to him. Suddenly, the room was engulfed in darkness as the lights flickered and died. The seminar screen, previously displaying vital information, turned into a blank canvas. After a brief blackout, the lights returned, revealing a startling CCTV footage playing on the screen. Every eye in the room was glued to the unexpected video. In the footage, Taeguk was caught in a damning conversation with a confidant. He laid bare his scheme to swindle people and flee to Southeast Asia with their money. He didn't mince words, even mocking his potential victims as gullible fools. As the seminar video concluded, a wave of fury swept over the audience. Taeguk's deceit had been exposed, and attendees stormed out in a rage. Thanks to the vigilance of the Better World Club, Yezu, Manguk, Jamie, and Juhi were now official members, having successfully uncovered the fraud. In celebration, the quartet threw a lively party. Joey, brimming with gratitude, thanked Jamie and the others for rescuing his father from financial ruin. However, their festivities hit a snag when Juhi received an urgent call from Chan. She hurried out of the shop to answer, leaving Jamie feeling a pang of jealousy. Sensing Jamie's emotions, Yezu offered some sage advice, encouraging him to seize the moment and confess his feelings to Joey that very night. Emboldened, Jamie resolved to ask Chan for a private meeting. Jamie's unexpected invitation caught Chan's attention, so he agreed to meet up. When they finally got together, Jamie confessed that he'd been curious about Chan since high school, where they were always neck and neck in the rankings. They talked about this and that to break the ice, but then Chan dropped a bombshell: he had feelings for Juha. This revelation left Jamie stunned and filled with regret. He realized it was too late to confess his own feelings for Joey. He felt defeated, knowing he couldn't stand in the way of Joey pursuing her crush. Meanwhile, Wahi remained intrigued by online investing, but after Taeguk nearly swindled him, he became more cautious. He decided to turn to Jamie, who was studying computer science, for advice on cryptocurrency and online investments. He trusted Jamie to steer him in the right direction. During their conversation, Wahi disclosed his plan to invest in a financial company called Zillow One to Jamie. The following day, while Jamie was at work, he stumbled upon a new post by you-know-what, a notorious hacker from the underground scene. Jamie had been anticipating you-know-what's next move, and he was taken aback by the sudden appearance of the post. You-know-what declared his intention to hack into Zillow One's cyber system. Immediately, Jamie thought of Wahi's investment and grew worried. He feared Wahi could lose everything if you-know-what succeeded. Jamie knew he had to intervene quickly to protect Wahi from being scammed. He reached out to his pals at the Battle World clan and briefed them on the situation. Jamie was on a mission to save Wahi from getting robbed and to expose the true identity of you-know-what. Ever since his father's company got hit by a data leak in 2017, he'd been on the hunt for the hacker responsible. Jamie's plan to nab you-know-what didn't sit well with Manguk and Yezu. They felt they needed to regroup and plan carefully, considering the hacker's formidable skills. But Jamie was adamant about taking action immediately, even if it meant going solo. So, he schemed to outsmart you-know-what by snatching data from Zillow One's clients and hitting them where it hurt the most, their investments. He aimed to outmaneuver the hacker and draw them out into the open. While Yezu and Manguk puzzled over Jamie's sudden disappearance and his risky plan, they reached out to Juhi, who was dating Chan, for help in locating him. Eventually, the Better World Club tracked Jamie down near the premises of Zillow One's headquarters. There, Jamie spilled his plan to Yezu about pilfering data from the company's clients. As a client of the company, gaining access to the central data security system inside the building was crucial. Sneaking in was the only option. Yezu had reservations at first, but Jamie's well-thought-out strategy impressed him, and he agreed to assist from outside. With Yezu's guidance, Jamie managed to swipe the data and wreak havoc on Zillow One's system. But his luck ran out as he tried to make his exit and was nabbed by security guards. Yezu came to his aid by cutting off the power, but more guards confronted them in the basement. Cornered, Jamie tapped into his high school martial arts training to fend them off and buy time to find an escape route. He used to think that learning martial arts could help him tackle crime. But after his dad passed away, he made up his mind to become a cyber expert and nab the hacker you-know-what, who was behind his father's death. Meanwhile, the morning after Jamie's hack, Zillow One's corporate clients discovered that all their funds had been wiped out. He even flashed a message on big screens across the city to show that he had hacked Zillow One's security. Though innocent clients got caught up, his real aim was to get you-know-what's attention. Jamie hoped to force you-know-what to come forward by stirring things up. His plan paid off, and you-know-what reached out to ask for the stolen data. At that point, he loaded the data onto a tiny USB drive, planning to swap it for details about his dad's case. Then Manguk pitched in with a clever suggestion, swapping the real USB for a replica, secretly rigged with a recording device to gather proof if you-know-what was indeed linked to Jamie's dad's demise. However, he cautioned Jamie that the fake USB contained a nasty virus that could mess up the system. The following day, Jamie headed to an abandoned building where he was supposed to meet you-know-what. When he finally came face to face with him, Jamie was shocked to find out that you-know-what was actually Chan, someone he knew. Chan spilled the beans, admitting that he had envied Jamie and even hacked into his dad's business system. Before Jamie could react, Chan ordered his goons to attack him. He was sure he would come out on top, especially after grabbing the USB from Jamie. He eagerly plugged it into his device to access the loan data. After inserting the USB, a harmful virus wreaked havoc on Chan's network. Jamie swiftly rose to confront Chan and his crew, landing a decisive blow. Eventually, authorities caught Chan, sparking widespread discussion across South Korea. People were furious as millions of digital currencies vanished from the national bank system due to Chan's actions. Despite the initial uproar, the commotion settled down after a few days. Jamie, although it took a while to catch his former schoolmate you-know-what, felt relieved when the case concluded. He resumed his job at the computer rental shop. Meanwhile, members of the Better World Club took a break, but their commitment to using hacking for positive change never wavered. Working remotely, they continued their mission to make the world a better place through their hacking skills. Turn on alerts, like, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. Thank you for watching.